All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Woo! Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the We Book It podcast. This is your Sunday night stunner. I am your host, Virgil, the former Booking World Champion, the Book It CEO, and I'm here with the current Booking World Champion, two times over. He is the host of the Raw Dog Monday Night Show, recap show, as well as he is the resident workhorse of this podcast. And literally, y'all, if you understand what's been going on behind the scenes with the We Book It boys lately, you'll understand why we say this guy is the workhorse, because, I mean, he just does it all, and we appreciate him for doing so. I'm here with my main man, Coach Man. What's up, Coach?
Hey, Virgil, enjoying this wonderful evening. It's the week of Thanksgiving, also the week of Survivor Series, so you know what that means. That title's going on the line here, which we'll talk about later on this week. But
Woo!
it's another defense coming in. I'm going to try and be the first guy to defend it twice.
Oh man, two times, yep, because you won it,
Yep.
and then you defended it. You defended at Saturday night's main event. We'll see, man.
Correct.
That's a high claim, but I think if any of us could do it, I feel like you could. I feel like you can. And that's not me sucking up or glazing. I'm serious. I'm serious in that, because, like I said, because even our conversation before, the camera started rolling and we were talking, I'm just like, God, I didn't even think of that. Like, man, I like where his head is at with this idea. It was a different idea for a different topic, but it just made sense when you think about it. So, I'm thoroughly very, 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 very excited. Show. Again, it's not a huge card, but I'm happy with that. I like it. I like it. It's going to be the men's Survivor Series match, which will be, hold on, let me get it pulled up right quick here. So the matches are set. So the men's Survivor Series match, which is Team Cody, which includes CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jim Uso, and versus Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and Drew McIntyre. That is one match right there. Then you got the women's Survivor Series match, which is going to be AJ Lee. It's going to be Charlotte Flair. It's going to be Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky. And they're going up against Lash Legend. They're going up against Nia Jax. They're going up against Becky Lynch and the Kabuki Warriors. Then you also got Stephanie Vaquer defending her women's championship against Nikki Bella, which will be a piss break. And then you got John Cena, his final Survivor Series. You got John Cena's final Survivor Series match, and it will be a one-on-one match against Dom Mysterio, which I want to talk to you about that at some point in the episode. I want to get your thoughts on the idea that was floated around, that's been floating around. I want to know what you think about it. But first and foremost, which WarGames match are you more excited for? And I want to ask you, did Triple H lazily book the same babyface men's team from last year? He just replaced he basically just replaced a Sami Zayn with
Cody.
Gosh, with Cody. Yeah.
Yeah, in all honesty, I do think I'm looking forward to the men's War Games a little bit more than the women's, only because I'm kind of seeing the storytelling unfold, and it's eerily similar to the first women's War Games match in NXT when Dakota Kai turned on Team Rhea and took out Tegan Knox and just left. I feel like they're setting that up for Charlotte to turn heel by taking out Alexa or even somebody else in there. That's just what I'm seeing, because it's the build up to it is eerily familiar from the first NXT War Games with the women's division. So that's why I'm going to be watching it for sure, but it's going to be more
sure.
Am I correct in my prediction or not? But so that's where I'm not entirely excited for it. At least on the men's side, I like there's some unpredictability with it, because you throw in Brock Lesnar. He's never been in a War Games match before. What's he going to be like in that? Obviously, Drew McIntyre has experience with that. I mean, the rest of these guys have had experience, but Brock Lesnar is not even Braun Breaker has had experience. So this is his first War Games match. But all of these guys have had experience with it. Brock Lesnar is the outlier. And so are you really going to have him in his first War Games match look like a wuss? I don't think so. So that's where I'm intrigued. That's where I'm intrigued. And I loved and I know this is for later on in the show that we're going to talk about this, but this was mentioned in Cody's promo on SmackDown on Friday night, that he could be the one to knock Lesnar out. And that part intrigues me. Like, are we going to see the same old storytelling, or are we going to get a twist involved? So I am more intrigued with that in that.
Oh, so yeah, I agree with you 1,010%. You just stopped talking for a second. I'm like, oh wait a minute, did the clip out? But no, I 100% agree with you. I disagree on one thing though. I think Charlotte holds up her end of the bargain. I think Rhea Ripley's turning heel, man. I see. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, Charlotte Flair has always had the stigma of you can't trust her. She's a snake, or she's all about herself. She's conceited and everything like this. But I like Rhea Ripley turning heel. I like Rhea Ripley going and saying that, like I said, she's all about herself, and that she wants to win this for herself. And I like her and Charlotte basically not being able to be on the same page. And you know what? It don't even necessarily have to happen at Survivor Series. I do predict the women's Survivor Series team to win, the heel women's Survivor Series team to win. And actually, no, I predict the babyface women's team to win, the heel men's team to win, because like you said, nobody can beat Brock Lesnar, and it just makes good sense for them to get decimated. And for the babyface team to come up short there, especially if they're trying to plant the seeds for Roman Punk at Mania for the world title, then there's no better time to do it than at Survivor Series. So I potentially believe that is what's going to end up causing the issues with the men's Survivor Series team and costing them the match, because Roman and Punk can't get on the same page. I do believe they plant the seeds of Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, because that's a story you can always go back to, and it's money. It's money every single time. I mean, like I said, Charlotte Flair is what established Rhea Ripley as a believable big-time character in the WWE. Before then, she was just fringe. It was kind of like, she might be, she might not be. But once they faced off at Mania and she took that title from her, that's when everybody started to really believe in Rhea Ripley. And then that's when they introduced the women's world title. And that's when things were like, okay, Rhea's shot to the moon, and she's off, Now it's more of an even level playing field. And if you're going to do Bianca and Jade on the other side for the WWE Women's Championship, I don't think there's a bigger match you can get for the Women's World Championship I don't know how you get that title on either one of them, but there's not a bigger match you can do for the Women's World Championship than Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. And Flair's always look good with that version of the world title. They just do. It just gravitates to them. They just look good with that belt. It just looks like it's made for them, literally. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So a few things I wanted to add in there. And question for you. I know Bianca was on BET a couple weeks ago talking about her injury. What was it again that she had?
It was like something with like her. It was like her finger, and it's not healing right either. Like it's still not healed right, like correctly either.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was something on her hand or if it was her foot. I couldn't remember what that was. Okay, because everyone was wondering. Like, I'm glad that she came out there and spoke about the injury because it kind of put to rest a lot of rumors of, oh, her and Montez are pregnant, so that's why she's not here. Right. And it's like, no, my injury just isn't healing properly. So I really hope, they're definitely setting Jade and Bianca up on the SmackDown side for that.
And I love it.
Women's, for sure. That's the match that should have happened this year, honestly.
Yep.
But then we got a 3-way instead. But either way. Still a great match, though.
Still a great match. Still was worth it.
Yeah. But as for Charlotte, I mean, she's just a natural heel. I do think so. When she came back in January at the Rumble, of course, everyone was happy to see her, that she had recovered. But then it was a quick turn of like, oh, great, she won the Rumble. And now it's like, okay. And then they had to flip the script of, okay, well, Charlotte's actually the bad guy here. And Tiffany's the good guy. And then that just went off the rails, as we all know, from Tiffany's promo and off-script slap at Charlotte's personal life. And so they've been doing a better job of building her up with Alexa. I don't think they pulled the trigger on her. I know I just said that I think they're leaning that way, but from what you're saying, I think having Rhea be the heel in this one might be a nice change of pace. Sure. Because people have said, like, we don't need Rhea constantly in the world title picture. Let's have her do some stuff without the title. And maybe that's going to have kind of like the Charlotte effect of, oh, great, Rhea's back in the world title picture again. So that means that she's probably going to win it. And then if you put both of them together, I mean, that's just two storms literally hitting each other, and the fans will have no idea what they want to do. So I do think that's a great idea. One thing you mentioned about the men's WarGames match, you talked about they're setting up Punk and Roman for WrestleMania. That's a thought. I would not be surprised, though, if they're also possibly setting up Cody and Roman 3. Because here's the thing. There has been a lot of talk backstage about Cody and Roman facing each other again, but they want it to be like the only time we face each other again has to be WrestleMania 3 or our third WrestleMania match together. Because like that's just going to be the penultimate match. But they don't want to like work together unless it's to build towards that.
Right.
And so that's why everyone
wins that, though? Who wins that? Who
we do. The fans do.
Right, but somebody's got to win the match. Who wins that? Do you give the belt back to Roman? Or does he play? Because listen, okay. You blew my mind. Here's the problem. Whoever wins that, it's almost like LeBron James, Steph Curry. Whereas LeBron James dominated the 2010s, right? Or was supposed to dominate the 2020s. That was supposed to be his time, right?
Yeah.
But then out of nowhere, this kid from Davidson comes and changes the game. And not to necessarily say that Cody's a kid, because he isn't, but like Cody came while Roman was on his dominant historic reign, and he was just the guy. Like unequivocally, it was nobody else. Everybody wanted Cody Rhodes to take that WWE championship away from Roman Reigns. Like, I've never seen a groundswell like that outside of Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I'm like, gosh darn, man. Like, that's tough, bro. That's tough. That booking decision on who wins that match will decide a lot in history. It's almost like what if The Rock won 2 out of the 3 matches against
Stone Cold. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and just to also talk about that, like, there have been talks backstage of, like, with Cody and Roman, like, there's no animosity between them. They obviously like working with each other, but they just really want that third match. And that the only way they will work together, like they did at Bad Blood last year, was to build the storyline into that third match. So my thoughts is that there was probably, before they did the Cena joining The Rock, my thoughts were that they were probably going to do Roman and Cody 3 last year at WrestleMania. And then of course we all know what happened with The Rock and everything, and then they were like, okay, well, we got to flip it now.
Right.
That he wasn't, because remember, he came out during Bad Blood and just did his 1, 2, 3 whatever, and
the most significant and significant moment in WWE history.
Yeah, exactly. But and so they have said, like, reliable sources backstage have said that both of them only want to work with each other, like be on the same team, if they're building towards their final match together. So, and I wonder if something happened there, because I mean, we're going to talk about them. LA Knight's issues happening, because there's been pictures resurfacing that he was originally on the men's WarGames team, and now he's off of it and put Cody in. So is that throwing a wrench in plans? I mean, there's a lot of variables with this, but I do like what you're thinking with Punk and Roman. I also wouldn't be surprised if maybe they go with the 3-way and put Cody in there, have him move to Raw. I don't know. But there's a lot of continuity issues happening right now for this match, and I am very curious.
Flesh out. Yeah, you have to flesh all this out, because I mean, this WrestleMania is the most important WrestleMania of the Triple H era.
Yeah,
and because you have so many people fighting back on, you know, the ticket prices, the lazy booking, the rebooking, all these different things like that. You're going back to the same venue for a second year in a row, which I don't think has ever been done.
Maybe
in WrestleMania history. You're going back, I mean, back to back, maybe 1 and 2, right? So this is the first time you're going back again to the same venue. So I mean, there's a lot here. There's a lot here riding on this WrestleMania, and the pressure is on. The fans win. You're absolutely right, but you got to make some real decisions here on who you're backing and who becomes the face of WWE moving forward. Are you going back with Roman, who's a part-timer? I mean, I honestly, so he's a part-timer. But then again, Cody is kind of moving in that direction too, I feel like, you know, wanting to get more into movies. You got Street Fighter coming out next year. You know, like I said, Roman's in Street Fighter also. So like I said, you got a lot of different things happening within the top brass of WWE. And so now is a good time for CM Punk, really good time for CM Punk. It's great that you have somebody like him who can anchor your main event scene. And then you got to move past the Uso twins. I like them a lot, but you got to move past the Uso twins. It's time to put them back into tag team competition, please. Like do it too. Like, please do a Usos tournament to see who faces them at WrestleMania as the best tag team ever, please. Something like that, or bring the Hardys in from TNA and have the Hardys versus challenge the Usos to a match at Mania, please. something like that. But do not put either one of them in singles competition. We don't need that. We don't need that. We've seen it. I'm so happy for Jey Uso. I love the Yeet. I love the merch sales. I love the money he's making and everything like that. Please, let's move back over to him being a tag team wrestler one more time, where he can have nights where he slacks off because Jimmy will carry things. But do not keep putting these two out here in singles competition every week in our face. Like, we don't need that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, great topic that flew off the hinges, but this is what happens when you get me and Coach nerd braining through this thing. But yeah, now we're going to nerd out even a little bit more because now it's time for who to watch for in wrestling.
All right. So who to watch for this week in wrestling? You have some really good things happening in WWE and in AEW. Last week, I kind of talked about the AEW scene a little bit. So we're going to head back to WWE this week on who to watch for. I mentioned his name earlier, LA Knight. So it was reported last night, or 2 nights ago rather, that Sheamus is not going to be medically cleared to compete in the tournament for the last time is now to face John Cena. He was supposed to face LA Knight. That means LA Knight, for the second week in a row, will be facing a mystery opponent. We are going to talk about that later on. However, I am focusing on LA Knight because it is going to show that he is willing to work with others, contrary to what a lot of reports are saying about him. Obviously, yes, he's frustrated with his booking. Everyone else is. But there's also the rumors coming out that he's a bad influence backstage. I don't think that's the case because if he doesn't know who he's facing, I think he's willing to work with anybody to get to where he needs to. So definitely watch for him. Plus, if it was anything like last week when Zack Ryder came out to face LA Knight, those two had really good chemistry. It makes sense from their TNA Impact days and on the indie circuit. So I am curious to see is it going to be somebody who has history with LA Knight, or are we going to get another surprise? I'm leaning towards the latter a little bit, but we'll talk about that more later on. As for the women's side, big thing happened in NXT last week when Izzy Dame and the Calling turned on Tatum Paxley. Obviously, Izzy has been working up a lot of heat that has kind of gone under the radar, but I think people are starting to notice. Now she has completely gone full heel. I am curious to see how the response is. I think it's going to be we hate you kind of heat, because kind of similar to Dom Mysterio when he betrayed his father, because people love Tatum Paxley, and the fact that Izzy cost her the championship, people aren't going to be happy about that. So I am curious to see how the crowd reacts to Izzy. I think we are not going to be able to hear her even speak her promo, and that's going to be a really good thing for her going forward in this heel run. And that's who to watch for this week in wrestling.
Thank you so much, Coach, for that. Who to watch for in wrestling. And I love the fact that you brought up the LA Knight stuff, because that was the next topic I was going to touch on. And I wanted to ask you, why the hell is this replacement Joe Hendry? Oh, dude, I fear for Joe Hendry because I feel like the run he's about to go on is going to annoy WWE fans so much. If he's always the special surprise, or if he's always the one that just pops up out of nowhere. One thing WWE fans hate is predictability.
Mhm.
If we can predict what's going to happen, we're not interested. And that sucks for Joe Hendry because you did the Royal Rumble thing with him. You also then turned around and made him Randy Orton's WrestleMania opponent last year. So because of that, fans just automatically say, "Oh, it's Joe Hendry. No, it's Joe Hendry." Now, if it ends up being Jeff Hardy who comes out, because you know how high WWE is on Jeff Hardy, if it ends up being Jeff Hardy coming out to face LA Knight next week, I think everybody's going to be like, yeah.
Mhm. Yes, they are.
What are your thoughts?
So I don't. It's not going to be Joe Hendry.
Okay.
It's not going to be him. I think it's going to be better for him to stay. Well, he's officially with WWE now, so that's the good news. He needs to stay in NXT for a while, and like you said, we've done the big surprises with him twice. I don't think we need to do any more. I think let's let him actually build up storylines down in NXT. Let him still do his things where he pops out of nowhere. I love that. I really like the partnership he has with Thea Hale right now. So maybe work with that some more. But maybe wait a year or more before we get back to the like, oh, who could be the surprise? And then all of a sudden it's Joe Hendry. Unless somebody says his name, then they're kind of handcuffed there. Because I mean, then you did it to yourself.
Yeah.
But no, so what I've seen online, and I don't know how true this is, the opponent for LA Knight is probably going to be The Miz, who will get a second chance in the Last Time Is Now tournament to face Cena, which I'm pretty sure the winner of this match faces the winner of Carmelo and Penta.
Okay. Oh,
Or no, Carmelo and I think it's Penta.
okay.
Yeah, that would make sense because they're on the SmackDown side. So yeah,
Oh,
I think
no. So you saying the Miz gonna win?
I think
God.
so.
Oh.
I'm afraid so. To set up Mello versus Miz to get to the finals match to determine who faces John Cena at Saturday night's main event. I think that's the route they're going to go with this. If I remember correctly. If that is truly who the matches are after this. I can't confirm it.
I hate it. I
know.
I hate it. I hate watching LA Knight lose. It pisses me off so much. And the more he loses, the more fans cheer him, which is really fucking weird, but it happens. Like, gosh darn it. Like, just come on, man. Just get a man a world title or give him something. Like, let him take the IC championship off of Cena. Like, come on. It doesn't hurt anything. It hurts literally nothing. It actually elevates that championship, and he's somebody that can carry it. He's a great talker in the ring, and he does all right in the matches. God, I almost wish they would just release him so he can go to TNA and just do like be like the main eventer he's supposed to be. Like, stop BSing me just because of Sean Spears. I mean, not Sean Spears, just because I forget his last name. His first name is Sean. But just because the Knight's age, they're BSing around giving him a world championship. Like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I to go back to our other topic, I almost would rather. Okay, I don't know if you were watching or if old enough to watch to remember when they first did the brand extension and Raw and SmackDown became their own different brands, but like there was a workers brand and then there was the main star brand. So the flagship show was Raw. So Triple H was on Raw. Shawn Michaels is on Raw. Kevin Nash is on Raw. Scott Steiner was on Raw. Goldberg was on Raw. All those guys were on Raw. Stone Cold Steve Austin, all those guys on Raw. Ric Flair, all those guys, right? But you had SmackDown, and SmackDown was Paul Heyman's creation, and he had him and Stephanie McMahon had all the workers over there. I'm talking about Eddie Guerrero. I'm talking about Edge. I'm talking about a young John Cena. I'm talking about Kurt Angle. I'm talking about JBL. I'm talking about The Undertaker stabilizing that whole roster. And just, I kind of wish they would go back to that format. The WWE Championship match should be about the future at this WrestleMania. Let the World Championship be the old men fighting. If you want to do Roman and CM Punk and Cody and all of those guys fighting for that World Championship, I love it. Put that shit on Raw. That WWE Championship, Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, or Braun Breaker. But I mean, I come on, man. Like, give it the times. Like, you got to start building up these younger guys. You got to show that they are main event talent.
I mean, look what Cena's doing for his final show. Exactly. Instead of a 2-hour tribute to him, he wants to elevate the younger stars and give them a chance against veterans.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you. We got to figure out how this younger talent's going to be, and we can't figure that out unless we give them opportunities. I mean, Carmelo definitely hasn't had as much opportunity as he should.
Right.
He had some at the beginning of his main roster run, but then all of a sudden just went straight downhill after his best of 7 with Andrade.
Right.
It was nothing. Like, we thought that was going to be a big push for him, but it's not. It was nothing. I mean, it pushed Andrade out the door, but that was about it.
That is also true. It also did push Andrade out the door too. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I hate it. 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 I hate it all. I do not want to keep watching LA Knight lose every week. And you know the crazy part is we would just shut the hell up about him if they would let him win a little bit. and they just refuse to. They just refuse to. I do not get the booking behind LA Knight. And I don't know why, but for some reason I just want to blame Michael Hayes. I just feel like Michael Hayes is the one in the back, like, I don't think LA Knight's the one for it. Dude. I just think he's the one that should do it. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's the one holding them back. I don't know why.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Yeah. So, all right. I do want to. This isn't a segment. This is just another topic that I want to talk to you about. This may end up coming into becoming a segment maybe later on in life. But I want to ask you, in your eyes, who cut the better promo this week? Oba Femi's Daddy's Home promo, or Cody Rhodes' War Game opponent promo, where Cody Rhodes, dressed in all black, and it's always been said whenever Cody's dressed in all black, that's usually a signal that he's about to eat somebody. He gets attacked earlier in the night on his tour bus by Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre speeds off and leaves. He's gone. So Cody is going to torment Bronson Reed, who has a match that night against Carmelo Hayes, and he ends up costing Bronson Reed that match in the Last Time Is Now tournament by giving him the crossroads on the outside and putting Melo into the ring, and Melo wins via countout. So it kind of leads me to believe more what you're talking about, like Melo's climbing the ladder, climbing the ranks. It's probably going to end up being Melo versus Cena, which, I mean, Triple H has always loved Melo. So,
fingers crossed.
But with that being said, Cody comes out and he cuts a hell of a promo. Says that the Rhodes have always been better than the Steiners. Says that Bronson Reed's probably the best out of everybody in this group, but he won't realize it until he's looking up at the lights. Says that he wants more Drew McIntyre more now than ever, which means they're probably going to fight each other at whatever December pay-per-view PLE that they choose to end up having it, which I hope they end up bringing back Armageddon or something like that. And then of course, like I said, he mentions Brock Lesnar, that he's the last person in WWE to pin Brock Lesnar, which just makes sense or whatnot. And then he also shoots on who am I missing?
Logan Paul.
Oh, Logan Paul, which he told him to grab his drone and his flips, and nobody still will care. And then he even shot on Heyman and told Heyman during that WrestleMania photo shoot reminded me of one thing. Each one of those guys you've backed before, and you back them, and I beat them, which was actually a really cold line too, because it actually is true.
It is true.
So that's that side of things, and you got to look to the other side of things. And Oba Femi comes face to face and wants a rematch with Ricky Saints for that NXT championship, and he goes completely off. This is what I was talking about when I told you drop the silly gimmick, drop the Wakanda stuff. Like I said, I mean, he still had his accent, which, I mean, it didn't take Kofi Kingston didn't lose his Jamaican accent in a day. So I mean, like I said, it'll take some time. But like I said, Oba Femi came and like he legit was spitting facts about how he's carried this brand, how he's been unbeatable, unstoppable, how nobody's been able to handle him, and he wants what's his, and it's that NXT championship. He wants it back, and it brought me into the match. I'm like, okay, let's see if he can win his title back. So I need to know from you which promo you thought was better.
Oh man. I'm gonna lean more in the direction of Oba with the better promo, because Cody, we've kind of come to see him with these great promos before. And like you said, when he wears all black, that usually means he's about to go off on somebody. Oba, we've only seen him with like maybe little one-liners or maybe even two lines to really stick it to whoever he's facing. We've never really seen a full promo like that from him. And maybe maybe everyone thought he was going to get called up when he lost. Maybe that's one thing they said, like, and you even mentioned it before, Virgil, that this could, like, the one thing holding him back is his promo skills. I've always thought he had great promo skills, but he never really attacked anybody like this before. And so with that happening, I think that just is going to elevate his main roster debut even sooner, because people were reacting like crazy to that on social media. And that's what WWE is nowadays, is all about, not about moments or storylines. It's about what can be our big social media moment. And if you can create that, they're going to put you in the main event scene, apparently. But Oba deserves to be in that main event scene because he is a monster. And I think this was a huge stepping stone for him to get onto that main roster. This could change to where he actually loses his rematch to Ricky Saints, and then he will get the call up. But we'll see. But I'm going to lean Oba on that one just because of this being his first real promo dig at somebody.
And I don't hate that. I don't hate that choice at all. I also too like seeing that intensity, that aggression out of Oba Femi, because that's what we wanted to see. That's what I've wanted to see. I mean, everybody's been pretty, bullish. You got to be a 5-tool player. You understand this more than anybody. You got to be a 5-tool player to be the guy. You can't just work great and not be able to talk. Hello, Ricochet. You can't just be able to talk great and not wrestle at all. Hello, Enzo Amore. Like I said. So I mean, like I said, you gotta be able to put the two together, have a look, and on top of that, be able to be marketable. So these are all things that have to be done in order for you to be the guy. And Oba has a good look. He's a muscular, tall, handsome man. He can wrestle his ass off in the match. He can move well for a big man. All these great things. His promo skills to me was everything that I thought lacked. So the fact that he's working on his promo skills now, I think is something that I am very, very interested in.
Yeah, and like I've said this before, I thought his promo skills were very good. But you brought up an excellent point of like, how is he going to do in a battle? How is he going to do when somebody's coming at him that when he's the underdog or he's not the crowd favorite like he has been the last year or so. And I think on Tuesday he proved that he could do it.
I agree, 1,010%, 1,010%.
But I do like this segment. I think that this could definitely be a good future segment.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, putting up promo versus promo. But the problem is you don't always get good with as much wrestling as is on TV these days. It's very rare that you get two good promos in one same week, one calendar week.
That's fair.
Oh man!
I mean, we can always get Nikki Bella promos that last about 30 seconds, and everyone's like, "Okay, that was fun."
Pointless.
Yeah,
Pointless
exactly.
Is what it was. So, all right, y'all. It's time for the final segment. It's time for the Fritos Fave 5. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that music. All right, so this week for the five people I'm choosing. And coming in at number 5, I don't know what NXT sees in her. I don't know what Shawn Michaels is trying to prove. But once again, JC Jane is atop the women's division in NXT as your NXT Women's Champion after defeating Tatum Paxley. Again, a brain scratcher because I thought Tatum hadn't even hit her stride yet. I don't know what they're doing or why they're doing it, but they're doing it. So, like I said, it's happening. And again, kudos to her for being a 2-time women's champion in NXT. I don't know what that'll get her. It'll probably end her up in TNA if I had to guess more than anything. But I mean, they put invested a lot in her. She is a Knockouts champion, former Knockouts champion, and now former 2-time NXT Women's Champion too. Well, she's a current NXT Women's Champion now. She's won that belt twice. So kudos to JC Jane though, man. I mean, like I said, she's been through the ringer with this company. And like I said, for her to be on top right now, I mean, it's really, really cool, especially with the likes of Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe, Sol Ruka, Zarya, and everybody else that is in the division. So, like I said, her being at the top, I think is really cool for her. Coming in at your number 4 spot, I have to do a twofer. So, I'm going to put the match, Gunther versus Javon Evans. Shout out to both men in this match. Gotta put them in there. That match was amazing. Styles make fights. And when you got a high flyer that's 6'5", 6'6", and stands toe-to-toe with a brawler like Gunther and just makes the match unbelievably great. Gunther did pick up the win in this match. So kudos to them for the match. Also kudos to Gunther for bringing back his old theme. No Def Rebel, no drums, no nothing like that. It's just sweet symphony. Next up, I want to give a shout out to another twofer because it was the same segment. The Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar returns segment from last Monday night. I got to give him a shout out. Why? Because those two coming back means so much to WWE fans. And them both participating in the WarGames match means so much to WWE fans. I like I said, I have to give them credit where credit is due. Brock Lesnar, when you hear the bang, automatically, if you are a WWE fan, it sends chills down your spine. And then the way Roman Reigns is able to walk out to his music and look around. I mean, he sauntered down to the ring. Brock Lesnar didn't know what to do. He was just kind of sitting there like, I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch you when you finally get here. I'm gonna punch you because Roman Reigns was not he was not in a hurry to get down there. He took his good sweet time getting to the ring, and then we got the awesome face off between them two. It's stuff like that, moments like that make WWE fans say this is awesome. Becky Lynch is my number 2 spot. Why is Becky Lynch the number 2 spot? Becky Lynch, since coming back to WWE, has consistently cut some of the best heel promos of her career. Her puns and her crowd reactions are always on point. And on top of that, outside of Naomi, she's been my favorite heel, at least women heel, this year. I also want to give her a shout out because Becky Lynch is able to make stars. And there aren't many people in WWE that can make stars. Becky Lynch made our number one star, our number one pick, my number one pick on the list this week. She made her a star by giving her the rub in this match. Your number one pick, Maxine Dupree, has worked her butt off. Went and worked in the dungeon, went and worked in the PC, came over from being a cheerleader for the Los Angeles Rams, formerly the St. Louis Rams, and now is your women's intercontinental champion. Why? Because she worked her butt off and she earned it. We love a good story of a superstar getting what they earned. And shout out and kudos to Maxine Dupree. I don't know how long she's going to hold the championship. Probably not for a long time. She probably got a month tops of holding that belt before they put it back on Becky Lynch. But even still, the match that they had, and the fact that Becky was willing to sacrifice and put her over is all legit reasons why I give Maxine credit for the match, for the win, and for working her butt off and earning that IC championship. And I give kudos and credit to Becky Lynch for putting her over. All right, guys, this has been another Fritos Fave 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. The verdict, I need it.
Okay, I'm going to go from number 1 down to number 5 here to rate these. Number 1, excellent pick. No doubt about that. That should have been number 1. I'm going to disagree with you on 2, not because I don't think she should be on the list, but I'm going to move her down to the 5 spot.
Okay.
But so she's still on the list, but just moving her down. I think you move 4 up to 2 because, man, that match was so good.
I like that.
Because I came in thinking that was going to be a squash match, and then it completely blew it away. And
yep.
I love being proved wrong like that. So that was great. 3, yeah, I'm gonna leave 3 there. I think that's a good one.
Okay.
Number 4, though, this one might surprise you on what I'm kind of leaning towards. I'm leaning more like, let's give JD McDonough some love for what he did on SmackDown.
Yeah. I talked about that on yesterday's episode. Yeah, you're right.
I think we need to give him some love here for I really think that singles push is coming for him very soon, especially if Judgment Day breaks up, if whenever that's supposed to happen. That was supposed to happen 2 years ago, but we're still hoping.
Fingers crossed, please, Jesus, please.
But when he gets to be able to go on his own, I think he will be a great mid-card champion. And he's going to be very similar to Dragunov. Maybe not
as intense, I don't think.
As intense, but I think he's going to be the working champion for that. And the crowd respects that. So that's why I understand why you put JC on there. I just don't like that decision that she gets to be champion again. I think she's stuck in wrestling purgatory right now. They don't know what to do with her. So they just they're like, okay, well, here's a championship while we try and figure out, are you main roster ready, or do we just keep you down here, or do we eventually just get rid of you? I don't see the payoff for her right now. So, solid list. I'm going to give you a B on this one.
All right, man. Listen, I'll take a B. B's get degrees, and
yes,
I hope all of you have. I hope all of you have enjoyed another episode of the We Book It podcast, the Sunday Night Stunner. Listen, I appreciate you guys so much. Coachman, appreciate you guys so much. Hey, join us back tomorrow night, Monday night, Raw Dog Monday night, the Thanksgiving edition. You guys don't want to miss it. Coachman is going to be cooking up all the hottest takes from Monday Night Raw, the go home Monday Night Raw before WarGames. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see what they have in store for us. Listen, we appreciate you guys so much. Until next time, keep those booking pencils sharp. Keep on booking.